Welcome back to the Long Free Ride. Whilst we've done a fair number of miles since you last saw us on our journey to Cologne to look at the Christmas markets, they've not been quite as free as they once were. Let's tell you the story of that. You may recall on the way back from Cologne, we said this. As we headed further west, the weather began to improve, but we had another problem. A tyre pressure warning light had come on. Having had many slow punctures in this car, I always carry a pump, and it turned out we would need to top up the air every hour or so as we limped home. So at the time, as you can see, we thought it was yet another slow puncture. I've had a number of them in this vehicle, and we just pumped the tyre up and got ourselves home. And I didn't think it was going to be a really big problem because I had to have both front tyres changed in order for the car to pass its annual inspection. Here in the UK, that's called the MOT. So that was going in for around the middle of January for its MOT, and so therefore it wasn't going to be too much of a hardship. But the problem was not fixed by fitting new tyres to the front wheels. A closer inspection of the wheels revealed cracks in both of them. The crack on the left-hand wheel was big enough to be losing air, and the one on the right wasn't far behind. There were no impact marks or bending around the site of the cracks, so I can just only assume it's wear and tear from the UK roads. Over the last, 10 years or so, the smaller roads here in the UK, the side streets and the rural roads, have just become more and more poorly maintained by the councils and government. The main roads, they're still okay, but a lot of the smaller roads are in an atrocious state. They just sort of fill a pothole. They don't do any resurfacing, and next winter it's all back again. It's a bit of a, everyone's complaining about it, but there we go. So what to do? Do I get these wheels repaired and accept that the car's going to be off the road for a while, or do I buy another set of wheels? What's the best option? Well, what I decided to do in the end was to buy a new set of wheels. I would have preferred to have bought some 20-inch wheels and put a tyre on with a thicker sidewall, but the reality was that I'd already got two brand new tyres for the front. The ones on the back were fairly new as well, so I'd then have to invest as well in 4 new tyres, and that just seemed like too much expense. I needed the car over the New Year period. I'd have committed to a fair amount of running around, so having looked at companies that could offer a refurbish on the wheels, a lot of those couldn't do anything till around about the 15th of January, and that would then involve leaving the car with them for a number of days. Hence, the new wheels seem to be a better option, and then to get the old ones refurbished and potentially do something with them afterwards. We'll talk a bit more about that a bit later. So I decided to buy some new wheels from a company called Riviera. I think the model of these ones is the RF 108. It's a spoked style wheel, looks fairly sporty. I'll show you a picture of it. And they came from a company called LK Performance, who actually delivered them very, very quickly. They arrived just after Christmas on the 27th. I managed to get them fitted on the 28th. And the car was back up and running again in time for me to have to do some running around to Bristol and going up to London and other stuff that I'd already committed to. But what now to do with the old wheels? I've got a quote of around about 600 quid to get them refurbished and re-welded, and I'm thinking about doing that and then selling them as a refurbished set of wheels on eBay or one of those other sorts of platforms. I'm sure there must be Model S owners out there that have curbed their wheels, or they're just getting into an old condition and would like a refurbished set of wheels that they can stick on the motor while they potentially do the same thing that I'm just doing. But going forward, there's a company called T-Sportline who make a 20-inch wheel, looks very similar to the original Tesla wheels, so I could put a tyre on there with a higher sidewall. Now, would that protect me from the potholes? Would it make the rims less susceptible? Have any of you out there done it? Whether it be on a Tesla or on another car? Are there people out there that have had a similar problem with their Model S or or Tesla that have got low profile tyres on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm going to have to make a decision at some point as to what to do. With the new wheels on, I can keep on going at the moment, but once these tyres start to wear down later on this year, there's a real question as to what to do next. And what do you guys think of the new wheels on the car? Do you think they look good? Or do you think I might have a problem with them? Again, it'd be interesting to know what other people think. I have found one, well, it's not really an issue, but I have found one thing that is going to mean I have to clean them a lot more, because it seems that as you go through wet conditions and the wheels pick up all of the road grime and grit and all that sort of stuff, the wheels seem to centrifuge it to the outside of the wheel, where it doesn't flow off the wheel, it gets stuck in the crevice of the wheel and just slowly builds up. So it looks like these wheels are going to get dirty fairly quickly, and then they're going to need a bit of a clean. I might try and sort of get some wax or some other sort of finish on there to see if it helps keep them clean. But yeah, looks like it'll be one of those jobs that you end up having to do more often than you did before. But there we go. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch. I really would love to have some comments to let me know what other people have experienced, whether it's with a Tesla, whether it is with another vehicle. Is it just the roads in the UK are so rubbish nowadays? Who knows? Thanks for watching.